The first half of Schubert's creations, musical creations in the form of instrumental music, celebrate the joy of life, the joy of falling in love, the joy of falling in love with a woman, and all of the sublime beauty that is in that woman. She encapsulates the loveliness of the stars and of the sunset, all of nature, and she makes it personified in a woman. And so the divine becomes incarnate here, and he is thrilled with the whole experience. Now, this experience, however, can appear, but it can also disappear. And later on, it will disappear, and the latter part of his life will be taken up with celebrations of the sublime triumph of this divinity incarnate in the face of its loss, in the face of the pain of its loss. But here, there is no loss, at least so far. But in the Fourth Symphony, there's the anticipation of a loss. All of a sudden, a new note is introduced, and that is an anticipation that somehow the heaven on earth that he has been experiencing in life will not last. This is the Fourth Symphony that was created in April of 1816. Schubert is 19 years old. He is a young man, and he's in love with Teresa Grab. And he's hoping to marry Teresa Grab. Plans have been made. But it's all dependent upon Schubert gaining a particular position in life. And he was to be disappointed. But that disappointment has not yet come. It comes in September of 1816. This is April. So he's creating a celebration of life, which at one and the same time recognizes the sublime beauty that life can mean when heaven comes to earth in young love. But it also senses the transience of that love. And so a new note is introduced. How does Schubert do all this? Well, first of all, it takes 3 poems by Friedrich von Mattheson. The first of these poems, for the first movement, is Julius Anteone. I must conceal from you, enchantress, the mystical rapture that filled my heart since that first gentle touch of your hand. My sighs of love are for nothing. My tears are unnoticed, though they fall for you until I go to my grave. And then all of a sudden something new, a spirited, enthusiastic joy in the beauty of this treasure. You had the innocence of an angel. You looked into my eyes and knew nothing of the power of your own beauty. O Teone, in that moment, could you not detect the anxiety in my eyes? Did my flushed cheeks not betray my lost peace, my despair? So there's something within him that is wrong. There is something that makes him anticipate tragedy rather than the fulfillment of all of this joy. If only an ocean had separated us since that first touch of your hand, but I stand above an abyss, and in that dark valley is a bed of thorns, unmercifully hopeless love. Arrayed in diamond-spangled beauty, waiting to seize me, Sweet enemy of my peace, give me the chalice of oblivion. Then in the second movement, another piece, another poem by Matheson. And this poem is a celebration of the unspeakable beauty of love. Breathless, he stands before the prospect of love and sings this song. Heaven evening shrouds flowers and fields with a gentle, loving veil of dusk. High above the star, the queen of love, shines through gold lace clouds. The waves sing their slumber song, the trees chant their vespers, the grass in the meadow is brushed with the kiss of the spring breeze. And then, Spirit of love, lead me to my beloved. One inviting look from her eyes makes heavenly radiance at home here on earth. And now the third movement, again, Matheson. The sun rises and sets, the moon sends its beams to earth, but the sun and the moon cannot satisfy me. He is in love with Teresa, and only Teresa, only this personification of heaven on earth, this incarnation of the divine Sophia in his beloved can satisfy him. The lush meadow, the green bushes echo with songs of spring. The brook rushes on at sunset downwards, downwards into the valley of death. But the treetops serenade, the flowered fields, the running brook cannot make me happy as once they could. And finally, Schubert stands above the entire life journey, and he sings this song. The song is, the poetry is written by Goethe, and it's to the time Kronos, on Schwager Kronos, the coach driver Kronos. And he says, get a move on you, time, draw my coach at a faster pace. So he wants to get through this life because he's anticipating something different, something more. Draw my coach at a faster pace. The road's hilly. I'm sick and tired of your laziness. Smooth road or rough, get on with it. Over rocks and stones, rush headlong through life. Don't delay, go ahead, ever upwards. Work your way towards the peak, striving, hoping. Go on. And now he gets to the top. Wide, high, noble is the vision of life here at the peak of life. From mountain to mountain hovers the spirit of the gods, foreshadowing eternal life. So there is the spark of the eternal that blazes through immanence, through the life experience itself. But then he says, look aside. I see something in it, a house, and its roof draws me towards it. At the door is a young girl with saucy look, offering refreshment. Enjoy it. Give me some of that delight, my girl. Your sparkling wine, your fresh, buxom glance. But then, away now, down the hill, yet faster. Look, the sun is already sinking. Before it does, before old age steals me into the fog of the moor, before my gums are toothless, before my limbs begin to shake and rattle, Draw me drunk from the last beauty of the setting sun, with crimson fire still in my eyes, staggering and dazed, down through the dark door to the other world. Coachman, sound your horn. Let the pounding hooves thunder. Let Orcus know it, I'm coming. And let him prepare to make me welcome. And so Schubert is embracing this life that has introduced him to a beauty beyond description, and yet a life which has taken that beauty, or perhaps will take that beauty away. And yet he's looking forward to plunging through that door, and he will explore in works to come why that is a triumph.